Hello, comrades. My name is Nightwolf, and welcome to the podcast. Today, I am joined by Magnus and Megazord. Say hi, Megazord.
Hey, what's up, people? This is Megazord. At least for now, that's what I'm gonna go by.
Yeah, he's a little bit shaky.
Yeah.
Okay, say hi, Magnus.
Hey there, Magnus Supreme, Decepticon secret agent.
I love it. Okay. All right, so for those of you guys who do not know or have not been living under a rock, I'm starting this podcast because, well, I want to talk about news every once in a while because I have idle hands and well, I like talking about stuff randomly, even though I talk enough on my gaming channel, but add more talking! Why not?
Why not?
Exactly.
Okay. So, for our first episode, we're actually going to be talking about Iron-Blooded Orphans, the new Gundam show that just started last week. And I have my notes, because I picked topics to go over.
Awesome.
So then we can kind of stay on track, I guess. If you can call a podcast on track.
Right.
Well, some podcasts have an actual schedule.
Yeah,
But
we'll try to have a schedule as much as possible, but, you know, nothing is ever set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go with my first bullet point here is the world or the story that they've given us so far. And why don't we give it first to the noob of the group? We'll give it to Megazord.
Oh gosh.
If you would please. You just have to tell us what you thought of it. Like, what do you think about it so far?
I watched it, and then I watched it again because it was pretty. You're just kind of thrown into the universe, which I actually liked.
Yeah.
In a way, actually, because I think
I agree.
that I don't really know about Gundam specifically, but in a lot of anime, there's usually a lot of exposition.
Yeah.
You know, they're just constantly setting it up, but this one just kind of threw you in there. And then, I went back and I read the synopsis, and then, it all kind of came together, and I liked it, that it just kind of threw you into it.
Yeah.
You're just starting to see the characters in their environment already and how they're interacting with each other. They're not explaining,
Right.
oh, this person's talking like this because of that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the whole premise of show, don't tell. Mm-hmm. And I think that works out very well because if you spend about half the show or longer explaining things, like having a bunch of exposition, people are going to get bored. They're not going to be invested because they want to learn more.
That was Riken Ghost and G's issue.
Too much exposition.
Too much exposition, not enough robot fights.
Oh no, I think there was plenty of. We don't want to go off too on tangent on Reconquista. I've only watched 2 episodes of it, and to be honest, just no. I love Akira Toriyama, but I think that he's gone senile in his old age.
But that wasn't for us, it was for the future generations that haven't been born yet.
Oh, well, those future generations can suck an egg right now.
Yeah.
Because you made it now, not for somebody later, so... Okay, Magnus, how about you? What'd you think?
At first I was like, okay, these people all look like... I love the animation style of it.
Hey, you're off topic. We're talking about the world and story first.
Oh, the world and story?
Yeah.
Well, I love the world. Throughout this whole thing, I was like, are they going to turn this all out and do a total recall thing there? Because that would be totally awesome. And
okay.
I really want to know why this group is trying to get this princess lady, even though her father's part of this other group.
Yeah.
Makes me think like the main characters are gonna be awesome. Are gonna be like starting a rebellion, and it's gonna be like awesome like that.
Definitely got that rebellion feel, especially at the end, of course.
Yeah, particularly because of what the teams did, them actually betraying first team.
Oh, that was
like a low blow.
Ever when the Barbados showed up.
I wasn't talking about the Barbados. I was talking about the first team was trying to escape.
Mm-hmm.
They were doing that whole let's run away and take the president with us and leave all the kids behind to die basically and be human shields. And then Orga, which we'll probably discuss later, made a plan ahead of time to have them release their flares or their signal flares to let the enemy know where they were. I thought that was very clever.
Yeah, that was a good little like I didn't really see it coming.
Yeah.
It wasn't set up beforehand, which was cool.
Yeah, They didn't let anybody know that they had planned that but I think they kind of hinted at it a bit because particularly Orga and whatnot kind of shows that he already knows how these people are going to treat all these kid soldiers. Which is kind of actually what I liked about this is that we have kid soldiers again. This has happened
a lot.
It happens a lot in Gundam. That whole thing, civilian pilot, gets giant robot.
This has been the first time the main characters had actual experience in a mobile suit first.
For the most part, yes, but I also remember in Double O that they had Setsuna, and Setsuna was already a child soldier beforehand, so he already had military training as a young child, but he wasn't a Gundam pilot until later. But yeah, I like that they've already established that these kids are basically refuge. They're refuse. They're expendable to the higher-ups of these governments and whatnot. That's speaking a very loud, pretty serious message
very
just right off the bat.
Titan-esque, actually.
What, you mean like Attack on Titan?
No, like the Titans from Zeta Gundam.
Right, sorry. Sometimes I forget.
Actually, my mind went right to Attack on Titan because of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about Attack on Titan another time.
Yeah.
Remember, Camille is a man's name.
Yeah, and he's a man. He's actually the most manly Gundam pilot I think I've ever met, actually. Or at least one of them. I put him on like the top 5 list because of just like he doesn't take crap from anybody and he doesn't do any whining practically at all through most of the show that I watched of Zeta and what I know. I mean, aside from some of the other things that
sits in his emo corner.
I don't really consider him very emo very much until the certain events happen, and I'm not going to spoil it because Ronald's never seen Zeta Gundam.
Yeah.
And I haven't even seen all of it yet, so.
So much homework.
Well, we have
so much homework.
Well, me and you have to find like a place to watch Zeta Gundam because I have no idea where to go for legal streaming for that.
Dubbed Anime Online has it.
But I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a legal site.
I don't either.
Dun, dun, dun.
And I like supporting the creators, so.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think I could probably buy it on DVD somewhere. And we'll talk about stuff like that later. Why don't we move on to the next topic? Because I think we've pretty much covered how we felt about like the world that they built so far. Unless there was anything else you guys wanted to add.
Oh, there was one thing.
Yeah?
It is concerning the world. It totally reminded me, I don't really know why, I kind of do, but it reminded me of Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Ooh.
You know? The one that's based on All You Need Is Kill, the manga.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, the Tom Cruise movie, Emily Blunt.
Oh, yeah.
But like Edge of Tomorrow and like
Without the rewind.
All smushed together.
Without the rewind power.
Yeah. But just like the soldier aspect, the way I guess that would be kind of the barracks or whatever it looked, and where they had the machines and the suits, and
yeah.
I don't know, it just kind of it had that.
Yeah, it had that vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Next, do we want to talk about the MS design? Go into actual characters?
I was gonna go to characters first, because I think that the mech design will take up probably quite a bit.
Yeah.
Let's go over character designs and like which ones are our favorites. Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna admit, I like Biscuit. Biscuit seems like he's gonna be an awesome dude, because some of my favorite characters in anime and video games are Dan Hibiki and Mr. Satan. I'm fully saying that out loud.
Hercule. Oh yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So you like Biscuit?
Yes. Biscuit also had a really big part in the episode, though.
Yeah, I noticed that.
He was the one who got the girl into the bunker.
Right. And he was the one who helped initiate Orga's plan.
Yeah.
To perfection, I might add.
I was like, okay, this character might suck, but this is the first time I've ever seen the fat kid character in anime ever be like the complete total badass.
Definitely. Yeah, because usually he's the guy that everybody's going to pick on. He's going to be the slapstick humor.
I get a little bit of that. Well, in the original Gundam, they did have a big guy who basically became like the big brother of the group. They had Ryu. And he was really like the straight-laced, no-nonsense guy. He was very integral for a good part of the show until, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's Gundam. We know that people die in Gundam, except for Gundam Seed and Destiny.
That's still one of my top 10 saddest scenes in anime.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that another time, but yeah, I'm getting a good vibe, except for the fact that obviously he's not a pilot, or he doesn't use those tank workers or anything.
He doesn't have those things on it.
He's more of a support role. He looks like he's more like the strategist and the support, from what I could see.
Oh, I just realized what we didn't discuss.
What's that?
These characters are still like the mid-tier guys, because there's like the first wave dudes, and then there's these guys, and then there are those other ones that are below them, like the people that were serving, that were like, do you want water and stuff like that.
Yeah, there were several different groups of like trainees and whatnot. We'll talk about that.
It seems like there could be like there's a slavery thing going on with it.
Almost. It kind of feels like it a little bit, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what they're going for. What do you think about that, Ron? Or Megazord? Sorry,
no,
I slipped.
My real name. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's definitely that tiered group, or like the guys that were kind of in training, but at the same time they were like doing manual labor.
Yeah, actually they were.
The opportunity to pilot a suit, though.
Yeah, one of them volunteered during that.
But they also had them placing landmines only so that they could just dig them out in the morning.
Yeah, they were digging them.
They don't give a damn.
What if one of the mines goes off and one of the kids dies? Well, actually, the way that they treat these kids and whatnot as like refuse and whatnot, they don't care if these kids die. They're expendable.
Right.
The way that they treat them. Okay, well, we kind of went a little off topic there, but let's go back to...
Back on characters.
Yeah.
So, we started on Biscuit.
Yeah.
And we discussed about him.
And that's your favorite.
Yeah.
We'll try and limit it to maybe about one or two favorites. How about you, Megazord?
Actually, I was going to mention Biscuit as well. For those same reasons.
Yeah.
I'm actually... Well, I mean, I liked Orga's character.
Yeah.
In that, he's kind of the badass, but he, obviously cares about the people.
Yeah.
The kids and stuff, and, he expresses his disdain for the current situation.
Yeah, definitely.
He's like a smart guy, and he's not not an overbearing character, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
he's not too reckless.
No, he
Seems
like he's just the right amount of reckless. There was a line that I remembered from it that I thought was a bit strange, was where him talking about if they're setting a trap and whatnot, we'll just have to like spring it and see what happens. Unfortunately, I got like horrifying flashbacks of like Gundam Seed Destiny, unfortunately, from it, and I'm like, no, please don't be that stupid. please do not make Orga this stupid, because considering that we're talking about my favorite picks, I think Orga might be my favorite at this point.
Oh, Orga's badass. He makes Samuel Jackson look like a wimp.
That's not an easy task to do, no.
No, that is crazy difficult.
I like Orga, though. The opening scene that they show with both Orga and August and whatnot, where they're showing like, you
mean Mikazuki?
I like calling him August better, because if I'm pronouncing it correctly, because it's easier to remember. That's why I also don't use Orga's last name or whatever, the way it works, because I want to be able to remember their names, and I have trouble enough with Japanese names as it is.
I'm not entirely sure, but they could be friends enough, because I know that if you're really good friend terms with somebody, you can actually be considered, they'll actually let you use their first name.
Yeah, I think that's how it works in Japanese culture.
Kamen Rider 4, they taught me that.
Good for Kamen Rider.
He was boss.
But anyway, Orga, I liked his disposition. They talked about it for a while, because some people were talking about like design and whatnot for the characters and whatnot, and how some of them looked weird or that they looked outdated. But I'm not sure I see that.
I don't really either. I mean, the character designer did Black Butler, so...
Yeah, but the one thing I noticed is that they talked about, with Orga and whatnot, how they had that device that was implanted into their backs that connects them to the mobile worker stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna wait till talk about that until we get to the MS portion.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that later. Sorry. Let's see. Well, we could talk about the design a little bit of the characters themselves.
I still am weirded out by Orca's hair, though. Like, how does it just stand like that, like going off to the side?
I don't know. Lots of hair gel.
Gel, exactly.
Yeah, lots of hair gel. Because we know that's how it's going to work for anybody who cosplays as them. They're going to have to use a crap ton of hair gel.
Well, maybe this planet is, because that's like the valuable resource that the main villains actually want. Alpha Mars, just that's where like all the hair gel for all the colonies is made.
Oh, we kind of forgot to mention that where this is taking place right now is on Mars, actually.
I thought we did.
We talked about the world, but we forgot to mention that, yes, this first episode took place on Mars.
In post-disaster, what was it again?
323.
Yes.
After a cataclysmic war.
This actual disaster was.
I'm sure we'll learn later.
Maybe it was Seed Destiny.
Oh. Maybe. Who knows? Okay, I noticed that a lot of people have complained about character design and mech design, but we'll get to that later. The character design particularly, they've really liked to shoot holes in August's design because he looks disproportioned, I guess. Because
he's a scrawny kid.
Yeah, and I guess they don't feel... Well, I mean, we've seen him without, like, the coat on or without the shirt on, and he looks like he's, like, ripped to no end.
Like, ripped, but he has, like, no, like, body mass.
Yeah, he's still gangly.
I have to say, his eyes were interesting.
Yeah.
That's what kind of threw me off with him.
Yeah.
Oh, and actually, I don't know if this might go off topic, but he had 3 implants, right?
Yeah, it looked like they have like 3. Yeah. I think they all do.
They all have 3? Oh.
I think so. Unless that's just how they designed him. But I think so.
With the other guy we were just talking about.
Orga.
I forget his name. Orga, yeah. I thought he had just had 1. Oh,
Well,
maybe
yeah.
not.
I don't.
They had this white thing, and then that had 2 hoses coming off.
Yeah, they had another, like, the apparatus that they attached him to. It looked like.
Okay.
But we don't know what those things actually do exactly, aside from what I can only assume connects them to the tanks in some way, or the mobile
Maybe it's
workers.
like those things on like a treadmill or whatever, you know, when those like pull things like they get separated, or or the person stops beating, the mech will like, or it reads like the pilot's life sign.
Yeah, vital signs. That could be it.
And it will actually like maybe it has an auto return feature.
I don't.
That way,
Maybe.
That way people don't have to take like bodies up, go around the battlefield picking bodies up.
Yeah, well, they did quite a bit of that already. Just in the first episode, there's so many people dying.
Show us a body count already.
Well, we'll see. Most of those characters weren't important. From what I could tell, they weren't really overly important characters to the story. So I don't think that it'll be very... We'll see what happens as time goes, and we'll see if important characters die.
August?
As a character right now, I'm getting a kind of Setsuna FC kind of vibe, except for the difference of him being like less headstrong and him
submissive. Which
he seems to take.
Seems like they have something going on.
Yeah.
And now knowing the internet and knowing fangirls,
Oh boy.
and knowing what people in the Gundam community have done between Char and Amuro.
Oh my gosh! Please
there's
don't.
probably already slash pics between these 2 characters.
Oh boy. I could see that sort of. I don't know why they would do it with.
What do I do next? Either he's just like the blunt little soldier, or
He seems to take his orders from Orga, basically. Even when they started it and they showed him where August shot somebody, and they just turns to Orga and he asks him as a younger kid, he's like, "What do we do now?" And it's like, this kid seems to be highly impressionable to an extent. He's not. He does. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, he did say that, but he didn't say it with a face that was like, "Oh no, what do I do?"
No, he was just more like, "What's
just
next?"
Yeah.
this is a character that's not like a pacifist again. Like they're trying to make a pacifist and completely failing.
Well, let's hope not, because I don't think that this one will be any sort of pacifism.
No, he don't outright murder the dude. He outright murdered the dude in the opening scene, and then he outright killed the guy. Killed that one.
Killed the guy in the glaze. Yeah, or in the graze.
We should discuss that. We should wait until we actually
we'll just
talking about characters and talk about the fight.
we'll talk about like the fight probably in like the animation and in the sound and stuff. But
talk about MSs and
but yeah, it was pretty impressive how the characters have worked so far. Mm-hmm. We have the princess as well. I guess we should probably bring her up a little bit
not
too.
a damsel in distress who actually like wants to help.
Yeah.
I'm getting like I'm starting to think like a lot of people are right, and this is going to be like Deanna Soleil and Dang it, what was the other girl's name?
I don't know.
I don't remember because they look exactly the same.
I don't know what vibes I get from her exactly, because she didn't have a lot of time actually on it.
She didn't have any time.
Other than that, she seems to be like a target, or that, she's vulnerable to being killed because her father basically sold her out just in the first episode. But
yeah, actually, can we go over that really quick? I didn't really get how he sold her out.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not entirely certain either.
Because the factions seem to be so split up and so divided. We have the two pretty boys up on a ship. The obvious blonde Char clone and his subordinate. I don't know.
No. He's more or less Angelo and Full Frontal. I'm getting vibes of them.
Yeah, well, we don't know who they are exactly. I had the feeling that they were from the group that was who was attacking, but I don't know if they are. They look like they're more of like a survey group of some sort. Obviously, they work for... It seemed like... I think they said that they worked for the Earth Federation, or whatever Earth government there is. And they were talking about, like, resource management, and that Mars didn't have any more resources left to give. And we're going back into territory of talking about the world and story opposed to talking about characters.
That's because we got introduced to, so we didn't get much on character. It was mostly building, like, the world while trying to actually tell the story.
Yeah, which they did expertly well, I think.
That's why I already feel like it's going to be disappointing that this has only been slated for 25 episodes.
Well, if it's popular enough, we'll get more. I don't doubt that.
I just hope that the last 7 or 5 episodes are not just one overextended story conclusion arc thing.
Yeah, that might be dragging it out a bit long.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't drag out. Because I don't know, it just seems to be that that's what happens in a lot of 25 episode anime.
Yeah, sometimes they let that arc go a little bit long. Gundam, I don't think, has ever done that, where they make those types of, like, final resolution, like, battles and whatnot last, like 5 episodes. It normally lasts, like, maybe 2.
We forgot the plot.
Yeah, normally they last about maybe 2, maybe 3, if you're lucky. But considering how they pace a Gundam show, they always seem like everything just kind of flows right into the next part, and it's not divided into different arcs so much as it's just like everything is all part of one narrative. At least that's what I've always thought, at least with the Gundam shows that actually work really well. But yeah, let's move on. We talked about characters quite a bit. We could talk about them again later when we have more information on them, probably when episode 2 rolls around, which I don't know when that releases. Is that tomorrow? If it is tomorrow, yes. I will be watching it tomorrow. And then we'll have a week to mull over our thoughts, and maybe we'll come back and we'll do it again.
And will that be posted on Daisuke?
Probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I don't know if Gundam Info has fixed its problem.
Have them up for... No.
It has it up, but you can't watch it if you're in North America. You can only watch it if you're probably in a different region.
You have to be in Asia to do it.
I don't... Well, it's English.
It's not available in the UK.
I think it was in the Philippines, too, where you could watch it. But,
Shall we move on to mobile suits?
Yeah, well, let's move on to mech designs, because there's quite a bit to talk about, I'm sure.
Let's talk about the eyebrow in the room first.
The eyebrow in the room? Are we talking about Barbatos?
Yes.
Or as some people like to call him?
What I want to mention first is, how badass did it look when it was in that standing pose and it was just looking down? That was menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did look pretty cool. I was impressed by the design.
Yeah, from a downward perspective, like with the art they showed when they were initially announcing the show with the promotional, like when the show was starting or when it was going to be announced, they only showed the Barbatos from like the head down and on a downward tilt where we couldn't see anything else, but they slowly, as time progressed, they showed the image. I like him quite a bit, actually. I want to buy the model kit like
how
instantaneously.
rounded this mobile suit is. Like, it's not blocky. Feels like more fighty, or it feels more like articulated and
yeah.
not, like,
yeah, it's pretty articulated in its design, the way that they've built him. I like some of the angles that they've chosen for him. A lot of people have made comparisons to this design to, what was it? A Valvrave from Valvrave the Liberator, which is a show I will...
heard a lot of Turn A because a lot of people are turned off because Turn A has a mustache.
And this thing has a massively huge V-fin. Okay.
I'm really kind of hoping that it turns out that's like just like a weapon that it uses.
It'll be like Gurren Lagann all over again.
The only weapon that that it actually has of its own, because we know it has a modular system with all the other mechs in the series.
Right.
Is it's got the giant badass sword of doom.
Yeah, it also has the giant mace, which there are some people who don't like that very much.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. It's basically a mace, right?
Yeah, it's a massively huge battle mace.
Or like a sword. But since it's a mace, that's even cooler, because we rarely get Gundams that uses maces as their main weapon.
Maces or hammers, yeah, that's a unique choice for this Gundam.
The RX, I can only think of the RX-78 and the
Turn A.
Turn A, who have used
a mace, or what they like to refer to as the Gundam hammer.
Chains.
Yeah, they called them the Gundam hammer. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I just want to say something really quick.
Go ahead.
I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah.
I know what the RX-78 is. And I bought the model years ago when I was maybe 14 or 15.
Yeah.
That's all.
Congratulations. Congratulations to the raw recruit. He knows what the RX-78 is. He knows what Granddaddy Gundam is. Good job. Good job, Megazord. Congratulations.
People in the comments are already starting a flame war with Megazord because he doesn't know what... They would be like, he didn't know what the...
He doesn't know these things?
He's not a real Gundam fan because he wasn't...
Oh, no.
Also what the RX-78 is.
Now, anybody in the comments section, anybody who shows up, please be kind to Megazord. He is kind of a newbie, so he's only seen like so much Gundam, opposed to like
kind of a total newbie.
Yeah. Well, you're not a total newbie. I mean, you watched Gundam Wing years ago, so you're not entirely out of the loop.
Not entirely.
Because you'd be entirely out of the loop if you said like, "Oh, you mean that show with Transformers?"
Oh gosh, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
No.
I don't think I'd be allowed on here.
No.
No.
We would have.
It kind of irks me too, because I'm both a Transformers fan and a Gundam fan, and Transformers and Gundams are two completely different things.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
it would be awesome to see them fight.
Yes.
Make it happen, Michael Bay. Transformers 5. Transformers versus Gundam.
No.
It'll be better than G Savior. I can guarantee you that already.
Well, it will be better than G Savior, but it'll still be crap.
It will be more enjoyable to watch because.
Well, I guess it'll be less painful.
Get good laughs out of it, and B, half of it will be action instead of boring politics.
I guess, but I like some of the boring politics. It's better than listening to a bunch of random people talk about their daily problems. Okay, we're off topic. We're supposed to be talking about mech designs here. We're supposed to be talking about Barbatos. We're still
big green guys.
Hey.
We're still talking about Barbados, right?
Yeah, we're still talking. We'll go over the grays in a second. I haven't even gotten my thoughts out on it. What about you, Megazord?
The thoughts on the design?
Yeah.
I don't really know what to say in regards to that. I mean, I like how it looks. It looks. I don't really have anything to compare it to, but it looks very athletic.
Yeah.
It seems like a good design. It's not like a bulky mech. I mean, it looks like it's meant to be fast.
Yeah.
It's like a heavy arms type thing.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, our other most athletic looking Gundam is from G Gundam.
Yeah. But yeah, that's true. I do see a lot of more or less. It seems like he's very melee oriented at this point. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have,
especially with the mace. Yeah.
Yeah, with the mace, he does have. We haven't seen it yet, but he will have like a katana and a lance at some point. Those have already been shown in model kits and whatnot. Maybe we'll talk about that later, but. I think we should address, you see, me personally, I love this design. It reminds me a little bit of Night Gundam to some extent. When I first saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks like Night Gundam. I'm already in love with it. Because I love Night Gundam, especially when he's not in the super deformed state, the one that they showed for Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3. I loved that design. Because he looks so awesome, and well, part of my name for my channel is Knight, so it's kind of a dead giveaway. I would show favoritism. But I think we should address the kind of
with a Centaur mode.
No, I know that it has that in SD form, but I don't want to talk about that. It's silly. I'll talk about it another time. But we should address what is kind of referred to as the tiny elephant in the room, I guess we should talk about, is the waist area. Right between where the chest is and above the actual waist, that thin frame area where there's no armor.
Fragile.
Yeah. A lot of people have been discussing that, and they think that's a poor choice in its design. It looks like it's incredibly weak, and actually I do agree, it does look like you could easily cut the thing in half without any effort. Any mobile suit or any like stray shot from a gun of any type would probably destroy this thing. I'm hoping that later on, with its design, that they change that and maybe add armor. I think the reason why he looks the way he does is he looks kind of like he's been randomly put together a little bit.
Yeah, weren't they saying when they first announced him at Gunpla Expo or whatever that he was
incomplete?
Incomplete.
Yeah, he looks incomplete. He doesn't look like he's entirely ready for combat like most Gundams.
I mean, they had to do a lot to turn him on in the episode itself.
Yeah, they look like they were in a hurry just to get him activated. Because he's probably just a prototype.
Which led to one of the most badass things I've seen in like a long time.
Yeah. Okay. But that could be a problem with his design early, but the way that they're going to be announcing like his model kit design and whatnot, I think that he will quickly be added to with more equipment, more armor later down the line. The one thing I don't want there's this like trend that's been going on with Gundam designs that I don't want to see again is this whole large backpack thing that they've been doing for quite a few years now. It started in Seed, they continued it in G-Reco, and I don't want to see that again because it's not original. Because I will give the Barbatos credit for looking original and different from all other Gundams that I've seen.
Yeah, you have the parts, just let it integrate itself into the body. Like, the backpacks look kind of lame, and it looks like you're just having a giant thing mounted on your back, which can't be good for your mobility.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Extra weight?
Strapping a giant heavy cannon on your back, and not a giant, without any giant thrusters, it's not going to do anything.
Well, maybe not. I just hope that if they do give him like a bigger backpack or something to help him with mobility.
Really, the backpack thing started with the Dendrobium.
No, not that big of a backpack. I'm talking about the Ale Strike design. You know, the small one. Not the large, massive ones where they're like armed to the teeth with like a half dozen weapons and they look ridiculous.
Things like the Dendrobium, they're badass because there's so much weapons on them.
I had to take a drink of water.
Alrighty.
Okay, well, we talked about Barbatos. Yeah, let's go over the Greys, which are the grunt suits that we saw in it.
You mean the tanks?
No, not the tanks.
Green things.
The green suits. I don't really know what we can really... I guess we could talk about the tank design, but I really don't see anything overly special with them. Except for that maybe, I don't know, I see a little bit of like a Star Wars vibe from like the tank designs.
To me, like, I think these Greys, first thing I thought is, this looks like a Zaku had a baby with a Leo.
Okay. And Megazord is completely speechless because he probably doesn't remember what a Leo is.
I don't know. I remember with you said Zaku, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Leo was from Gundam Wing.
Okay.
It was those green grunt suits that you saw a lot in the show.
But I think those
I'm gonna see if I can jog his
things
memory.
or whatever, they're overcompensating or something.
What?
Those like their axes, I think they're way too big. They're like half as big as the mobile suit itself.
Yeah, I did notice that. It does look like they're going for very large melee weapons in this show. Like, exceedingly overly sized. The axe doesn't look nearly as bad as, like, the Barbatos's giant mace. Which seems like, it's like, are you compensating for something, sir?
Yeah, actually, that axe that they had, it was kind of like a oversized tomahawk kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most axes for grunt suits for like the Zakus and whatnot normally aren't that big, except for the one that I've been seeing a lot of for Gundam the Origin, where they were showing the Black Tri-Stars with their Zakus, and one of them had a massively huge Heat Hawk, like as big as the suit itself. I can't remember which number.
That's just the Black Tri-Stars roll. One of them has melee, one of them has mid-range, and one of them covers long-range attacks.
Right, with their... what is that attack called? No, my Gundam cred! Oh, God. I can't remember the name of the attack.
I'm just gonna call it the Devil's Trident Maneuver because that sounds awesome.
No, I think it was called Tri-Star Attack, but I can't remember.
It probably was.
Leave a comment if you remember what it's called. Or if we got it right or if we got it wrong, please inform us. Okay, well, we got Magnus's. Megazord, what do you think?
About the design?
Yeah, for the Greys. Yeah.
I don't know, they look pretty good. I mean, I'm comparing it, let's say, to, like, the Leo.
Right. What, did you look up an image of the Leo?
I actually did, to remind myself.
Yeah.
And I like the great these new guys better than the Leo.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because I remember when I saw them in the original, I mean, they look like pawns, you know?
Yeah.
So at least these ones look a little more serious. At least a little bit more, what would I call it? Able?
Yeah.
A little more able-bodied. I mean...
Oh, the Leos were normally cannon fodder anyway, so...
Yeah.
The only times when they weren't was when they were in the hands of capable pilots.
Yeah. And I mean, looking at their, like...
I found out what their attack was called.
What was it?
The jet stream attack.
That's what it was. I knew it. I was sorry. That was off topic. Okay. Continue Megazord.
Yeah, I don't really know if I have anything else to say on that. I
Yeah.
don't think I do.
What about their beam cannon?
They didn't have a beam cannon.
That thing in there where their helmet opens up and it just has that giant mono eye that shoots the laser.
We didn't see anything come out of it. It looked like it was going to attack with it, but we didn't see anything.
It did fire off one and it tried to...
No, the Barbatos smashed into it before it could even get a chance to use it. At least that's what I'm remembering, because I've watched the episode twice, and I don't remember him firing it. Did he fire it? I don't remember him firing anything.
Yeah, actually, I don't remember him firing anything. I think he used his gun after that.
Yeah.
It was almost like an eye.
Yeah, it does. It looks like an eye.
Like, just to see, like, at that close up, I guess. At that
distance. it kind of looked like he was scanning.
Yeah.
Or he was more or less looking at a wider spectrum with the cameras. For a moment, because he looked at Orga and he's like, so you're in charge. And it looked like that's when he opened the thing. He's like, oh, so you're the guy in charge here. It's like, well, I can't have that now, can I? And the guy attempted to attack him.
Yeah.
So I think it might have been a scanner. It could have been a weapon. We don't know. Maybe we'll see the Greys use it again and we'll see what it does. Whether it's like some sort of random scouting device or, scanner. Or if it's something else, if it's a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Could be. I know that they've shown... we didn't see the design for the other Greys. There is a blue one that they've shown model kits for with the, what they call the high mobility type.
And of course, which is emulating Ramba Rel. And of course, at some point, they're going to have the big red one.
There was a red one? I don't remember a red one.
Well, they have their Char clone. They gotta have their Char as the blue red.
I was thinking that he was probably going to be running around in the high mobility type. I've got a feeling that he's going to be piloting that blue one. I don't know. I'm predicting it now. If that isn't the case, I'll be surprised. But otherwise, I think that might be his, because I'm getting a lot of blues from that particular scout team. The Shark clone and whatnot. So I'm thinking he might be riding in a blue.
But then again, it could go like the Goof did.
Yeah.
Where we have one guy use it, and then he ends up getting beaten, and slowly throughout they changed to the blue ones because they're better equipped.
Yeah, the suit was a prototype, then they moved to mass production.
Mm-hmm.
But since the Grazes are already mass produced, I think this high mobility type is just a variant.
Yeah.
At least I'm getting that.
Plus, it's not a 50 episode series, so.
At least not at this point. Okay, how about I talk about the announcement? I can't remember. I was watching someone else's video about the, where the show was going to be streamed. He mentioned over 100 different mobile suit designs for this show, or 100 different Gundams and or mobile suits. Yeah, over 100. I think it was 165. I was like, you're kidding me.
What?
You're joking, right? Just for a 25 series. I mean, they had a good amount in the Build Fighter series. They had plenty of, model kits to go off of and variants that they made. But those were all pre-existing suits. We're talking about a completely original series attempting to make that many suits in 25 episodes. That's insane. I don't know if they're going to use... I doubt they're going to use all of them. I don't think that would even be possible to use every single design that they have.
Yeah. At least, I don't know.
I don't know. They could be attempting to try and kind of catch up. A lot of Gundam series inevitably end, and the Universal Century timeline has so many, years on it and they have so many designs. They could be trying to make something that could equal it, maybe, but I really don't know. I don't think you can catch up with the Universal Centuries designs because it goes all the way through Reconquista and also through the Crossbone mangas and whatnot, so I have no idea where they're getting their idea of that this is okay to have that many suits. Okay, we talked... I'm rambling now.
And the thing I think that I wonder about, like, if it's going to be that many suits, it's like how you'd think, like, how are they going to be able to invest much into each design? Like, are they just small variants between the different suits, or I mean, are we going to have pretty unique stuff? You know what I mean? Because if it's like too much, it's like how much can you focus on finding something really good? You know,
how many are going to be variants, and how many of them are going to be brand new? I know that I saw one of the designs on this guy's video. Maybe his name is Zeta Rising, actually. I'll leave a link in the description for anybody who's never seen his channel. But he showed a design of a very, very large, bulky looking mech. It looked like, I don't know, it almost looked like a monster more than a robot, the way how round it was and less angles it had. But he said that it's a Gundam, and he said that he loved that because it was a unique design choice. We don't know if we'll get to see that design, but I mean, that design would be interesting. Every time when they try to make something unique or different in comparison to just sticking to their tried and true methods is always a good thing. But, okay, we talked ad exhaustive about mech design. Let's go to sound and animation. We'll start with, like, animation, fight scenes, what our thoughts are on it. And Megazord, go.
Well, the animation, you know, I was impressed by, especially a lot of anime that I've seen lately. They kind of, I don't know, it kind of gets to where it's almost too perfect in terms of like lines and edging and stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas this, like there were some scenes where it's like the animation wasn't really perfect, but they had sacrificed some of that maybe final quality for expression's sake.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of good variance in like the faces in between each character. Like it was a bit more natural, I thought.
Yeah.
Compared to some other Gundam things I've seen. So
right.
I really like that. And the action scenes too, I mean, I don't know what it would be called, but I guess maybe the frame rates of those.
The way that it flows in combat.
Yeah,
the flow of the battles.
Really too. That felt really good, and you know, they weren't recycling anything, obviously.
Oh, thank goodness. If they started doing that, I would have a fit.
Especially for the first episode.
Yeah, well, for the first episode, they start recycling things, then they are in real trouble.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah, those all look good. I do want to say, okay, that final scene when he took the mace and, like, crushed that other Gundam.
Yeah.
Okay. That was good.
It's not
I'm
much.
so used to seeing stuff that's like, okay, they're slashed and they explode, or like they're just,
yeah,
you know, it's like a slash. But like the mace, that's like a power thing, you know what I mean?
That's more like visceral, more physical.
Yeah. So
in Gundam shows, you very rarely see a lot of physical weapons. A lot of them are, you know, we get a lot of beam weapons. Maybe. I mean, we get, like, artillery-style weapons like bazookas and whatnot, but we very rarely get, like, a visceral, like, physical, like, punch to the gut type hit that, you know, other shows have. Because I don't know very many Gundams that have that type of equipment where they just are, like, have a melee weapon where they just, like, ram it into somebody so hard, just, like, bash them in a more... kind of more physical format. Also, you get to see like the suit, the way that the suits move and whatnot. You can feel like there's actual weight to them. Some people have pointed that out, and I'd like to point it out too. I'm getting like 8th MS team vibe a little bit because they feel like the suits actually weigh something. Because in a lot of the more modern Gundam shows, the Gundams look like they move around effortlessly without any weight.
Yeah.
They don't weigh anything. They move like graceful ballerinas through the sky or even on the ground.
It's because those backpacks.
Well, the exception is the suits from like Double O. They felt like they had some weight to them, especially like Exia and Dynamis, but that's because I'm getting an echo.
Yep, somebody put their headset down or something.
Who put their headset down? Or is it just reverberating?
Maybe. I hear quarters. He might be doing the laundry thing.
Are you doing the laundry again?
No, I was ordering my pizza online. I was just getting the cash around.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hello?
This is so unprofessional. Okay, well, we'll just wait for a moment and I will cut part of this out. Why are you giving me more work?
While we're waiting, really quick here, I went on to GundamToyShop.com and I found that one you were talking about with the rounded design.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that thing looks freaking heavy, and this guy has a giant hammer, which is pretty nuts.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Oh, good. You're being a little unprofessional. I would slap you if you weren't all the way out in New York. No. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
No, it's good to keep it real. It's all about keeping it real.
Yeah. But, okay.
The pizza will be here at 6:30.
Fantastic. Okay. Magnus, we need to talk about animation. You
All right.
haven't put your thoughts in.
Personally, I actually love like the animation style. I find it. I know where I'm repeating like everything that you guys said, but I find it gorgeous. Then again, I'm like a fan of animation. I find most animation that isn't from like Studio Brinkado and that isn't Food Fight be awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so pretty much animation feels good. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I was talking about, it felt like I love the fact that the suits feel like they have weight to it. I don't want to see more of the overhyper flying around at the speed of sound, like flying around and shooting.
Around at the speed of sound.
Yeah, I don't.
Sonic heroes.
I don't really want to see too much of that in this one, especially with the vibe that they're giving us. The post-apocalyptic, meaning the tech is probably not at its pinnacle of what it could have, what it probably was. If they start doing stuff like that, then it's going to probably make me a little upset. Because the vibe that we're getting now is, I think, just the right amount and at the right time. And Bandai and Sunrise are pushing this thing like it's no tomorrow. They want everybody to see this. Finally. It's been forever. But yeah. Why don't we talk about the sound? Like music and... Well, we can't really talk very much about voice acting because I don't know how to judge Japanese voice actors, really.
It's very good Japanese.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It's the best Japanese I've ever heard. 10 out of 10.
You know, okay, here's one thing. I watch almost everything in original dub Japanese.
Yeah.
And I liked all the voices in this one. There was not one that irked me.
Well, yeah.
So I will say that from a standpoint of just the Japanese dub, it was great.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the English dub has to offer.
You know what studio's doing it?
We'll talk about that later because it's in the announcements from New York Comic Con.
We finally won. We finally, after all these years, have gotten somebody to actually come in and want to dub Gundam in English again.
Yeah, but I think. Well, Magnus, what did you think of the sounds or voice acting?
Oh, I loved like the sound, and I liked the voice acting. I thought it was pretty superb, and
yeah, it felt like everybody was pretty well matched.
That maybe one of the guys who did I'm probably gonna get flack for this if not. I think the guy who did Momotaros is in from Kamen Rider Deno is in there, but he might not be. Please don't kill me if he's not.
Well, let's hope that the people who watch my channel aren't cold-blooded killers or sticklers for details. I don't think they are, at least the ones that I have so far. I've only got 9.
I loved the music and felt like this whole desert world, Mad Max, Fallout type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, considering that Megazord is the proverbial music enthusiast, yeah, let's have him talk about that.
Oh my gosh, you know what's hilarious is that even though I am a music guy, I didn't really pay attention to the music.
You were too distracted by everything else.
I think so. I was so focused on the story and the characters and thinking about, I could talk about this and this and this.
Well, yeah.
But, maybe it's a good thing that I didn't really notice the music, because sometimes if I do, it's because it's bad.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
I will go back and watch it again, but I have no real comments on the music.
Yeah. Well, actually, the music in the background, I didn't really notice all that much, except for probably the Barbatos's, kind of its launch music or the music they use for when it shows up. But I don't really have very much to say about it because it's the same stuff they've been showing for quite a while. But there is the song that's going to be the opening for the series that we saw at the end credits. What was it? It's called Raise Your Flag from Man with a Mission. I like it. If that is the opening theme song, it'll probably be either my first or second favorite opening to an anime of all time, with it being tied with Attack on Titan's first opening.
Isn't Man with a Mission an American band, I thought?
For a moment I thought they were, but they're a Japanese alternative rock group from what I've looked up on them.
Yeah, J-Rock. You know what would have been awesome if they got to do it? Tetra Fang. They're awesome with their music.
Well, I really like this theme song. Go ahead, Magnus.
I love it. It's just awesome.
Yeah. Well, the opening, to me, I like it because partially I noticed that a lot of it is in English. At least about well over half of it is in English and the rest is in Japanese, which I can get behind, which means that this band is kind of like a mixture. They maybe there might be a couple of English speakers in the group, obviously, but yeah, I could really get behind this song. Please do not change it halfway through the season. Please, Sunrise, I'm begging you. Unless you can top it, which I don't think you can. I don't know if that's possible. I know it's going to happen anyway, and I'll be sad when it does, but I like it, and I hope that somebody out there who does English covers for anime songs does one, so that I can listen to it in full English, or maybe do a different rock version of it or something. I know I would really like that.
Gundams have had English songs within their actual episodes.
Sometimes. It depends. I know that Linkin Park are really big Gundam fans. That's why they got...
Seriously?
Yeah, they are. That's why in one of the Gundam Extreme games they had one of their songs on it. What was it? I can't remember the name of the song. I have the game.
WK is a big Gundam fan too.
I don't know who that is. Okay.
He's a heavy metal artist.
Okay.
He did Gundam Metal, which is basically things from the first season all done metalified.
Ooh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, singing in English and metal, the Gundam opening theme song is like the greatest thing ever.
Right. Okay. Well, I think we'll go to our final thoughts on the show itself, and then we'll talk about the announcement news that we have. And then we'll probably cut the video there. Would you recommend people watch this? Yes or no?
Yes, what are you doing with your life?
I also say yes. I would recommend this one. Did you want? Okay, was that it, or did you were you wanting final thoughts, or is it?
Well, yeah, you can do final thoughts if you want. If you think like this is a good show for like newcomers and whatnot, older time veterans will probably they're going to be sticklers for just about anything. There will be complainers of this show. I do not doubt that for 5 seconds. But for newcomers, people who've never watched a Gundam show.
Oh, okay.
And considering you're practically a newbie yourself.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna stick with this one. Just because, and as final thought points, it got right into the story. The characters you're just thrown in a situation where things are being revealed about them as the story goes along. I like that so far. And the animation's good, the voices are good, and I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you heard it from the newbie yourself, people. Go watch it.
All my specific detail as to why, all the minutia. Now you know.
And well, for my final thought on on recommending this show or not, just do it. There's Shia LaBeouf all over this place. Just do it. Go out and watch this. I don't think that anybody should be disappointed with this. I'm not. Because the last one, Rekongi G, disappointed me in less than 2 episodes, and I haven't gone back to it. And I know there are some people who are like, Rekongi G is awesome. Don't hate on it. It's like, no, I have to hate on it because it's paced like crap. It's all over the place. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, with our recommendations of going to go out and watch this show, if you don't, we will hunt you down, and we will.
I'm gonna say we will find this, and I also recommend you watch Kamen Rider Ghost, as they're both only 1 episodes of them currently, and they're both fantastic.
I don't know
One's
where I
super
could.
serious, and the other is comedical. It has to do with ghosts, so it's perfect for this Halloween season.
Okay. Okay, well, let's go talk about like the announcements from New York Comic Con, because we got a lot of Gundam information from Sunrise and Bandai Namco. That, well, for starters, we're still on Iron-Blooded Orphans. We're still talking about it. We're going to be getting an English dub of Iron-Blooded Orphans in early 2016.
Well, I thought you said they were going to give us an Iron-Blooded Orphans game in America.
Oh, if only. Please do that too. I want more Gundam games in English, please. I'm begging you. Namco Bandai, I'm looking at you.
I would have had to change my pants if that was happening.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would be good. So yeah, we're getting an English dub. The dub is being done by Bang Zoom Entertainment, and I have no idea who they are.
Huh.
I've never heard of them. Maybe I should click the link and find out what they are.
Yeah.
To see, let's see what their history is. Particularly. Oh.
It's quite the name.
Bang Zoom Entertainment.
Bang Zoom. Yeah.
Come on. Okay. Looks like they've done a lot. A crap ton of dubs from what I can see. Which the company was involved. And some of them I am aware of. Others I do not know, but let's see. I see all...
Rick and Morty.
Okay. Fantastic. That's perfect.
Yes.
Aldano Zero, which is another mech show. I see Durarara.
Oh, looks like they did a Samurai Champloo.
Oh, okay.
That was a good dub.
Yeah, I see Eureka 7 as well. And okay, yep, I'm sold. I'm okay with this because I just looked down and I saw some of the shows that I are in like my top 5 favorites. I see Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night.
What page are you on in there? Because I'm on...
I'm at the link part where it said Bang Zoom Entertainment.
They've worked with Blizzard.
Whoa, okay. Oh, well, that's just a ringing endorsement right there. Okay, we're sold.
Yeah.
Because, I see Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, and the 2 dubs for that are actually done pretty well, so I'm okay with this. I have no complaints.
Oh, Steph.
Although we don't know like who will be voice acting who, but I'm sure those announcements will come when they come.
Because that's what's really going to determine it, you know.
Yeah, so long as they cast everybody correctly, or as best as they can.
As long as the girl sounds good.
Oh yeah, let's pick on the girl. I'm more concerned about who's going to be probably voicing August and Biscuit. Because we have to be kind of particular about that one. Orga, there are so many guys out there.
Don't get the guy who did Dex in the Mega Man anime, or anybody from the Beyblade anime. Either Beyblade anime.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure that we're going to be getting a good cast because Sunrise and whatnot, they're normally very picky about who they get to do the dubs for their shows and whatnot, so I think that will be safe. I've never been really that disappointed in a Gundam dub before. The only time when I ever was with like Gundam Seed, so but there's lots of things that I would have to say about Gundam Seed, and we're not going to go over it in this episode because Lord knows I don't have the time. Maybe we'll do that for episode 2. We'll do something else. But what other news was there? Oh, they already mentioned all the different networks that are getting it. Daisuke, where we watched it in, Gundam Info, Hulu, Crunchyroll, and Funimation.
Is it on Crunchyroll?
It'll be on Crunchyroll and Funimation on October 11th.
Oh, okay, because I checked my Crunchyroll account.
Yeah, and it's not there.
Yeah.
Even the last couple Gundam series weren't there. They were like specifically on Gundam Info. So, yeah, but on October 11th. And there's that.
Gundam Info took Rikendu Senji and made it specifically for Asian people. But then again, who cares?
But yeah, we got the helm of the show. Okay, so the team that's doing animation is the guys from Mobile Suit Gundam 00 and Gundam Age. And they have a bunch of Japanese names here with like who was doing mech designs and composing music, and I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to butcher names particularly. But there was additional news because not only are we getting a dub for Iron-Blooded Orphans, but there is plans to release both the Gundam Build Fighter series.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Although I'm pretty sure that Megazord has not watched those yet.
Yeah, no.
But he should.
You should.
Okay, wait, what is it again? Let me write this down.
Gundam Build Fighter.
Build Fighters and Build Fighters Try.
There's
basically the anime equivalent It's basically the Gundam equivalent of Beyblade.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's not a serious show. It's a very lighthearted, very fun.
Yeah.
Lots of model kits, because it's based entirely on Gundam model kits and watching them fight.
Some of the model kits which never came to be exist in that universe.
Yeah.
Like the Shuffle Alliance.
Yeah. There's a lot of different suits and whatnot, and there's some really fun shows. For me personally, I would highly recommend the first one, because I think it had the best rivalries.
Like the etchy stuff. There's a lot of that in there.
Oh gosh.
No, there is not.
Say's mother is like the most milf-tastic woman ever.
Oh my
Gosh.
I will admit that her design is like completely like, oh my gosh, really? Why? It's not that
I
bad.
should watch this with my wife then. Definitely.
Actually, considering most Gundam shows are tailored for children, and this one is incredibly children based, I think you're safe for the most part. Designs for some of particularly for Say's mom is a bit on the Y category, especially if you're showing this to children. But I don't think it gets really bad. Because it's mainly Gundam. It's also slice of life.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
It's fan service.
It is. It actually is literally fan service, but it's more or less Gundam fan service.
Okay.
Because all the Gundam, you'll see pretty much every Gundam that has ever been made into a model kit in the show.
Until Sekai gets his harem. Which he really kind of has.
In Build Fighters Try, I will say that, Sekai got himself a harem of at least 3 different girls. So, that all really like him. Okay, we're gonna move on before this degenerates. Before Magnus goes completely crazy. We're also getting Mobile Suit Gundam the movie trilogy will be released to the West for the original Gundam. Even though, this is a good thing.
I thought they already were dubbed.
Well, it doesn't say anything about dubbed. And it doesn't say anything about dubbed for Build Fighters or Build Fighters Try. So we don't know.
You mean like the right stuff is
re-releasing the movie trilogy.
They're getting it on Blu-ray, right?
Probably, yeah.
Sweet.
Blu-ray and DVD. Because they've already announced the release for the show, and the first half is already out. I will inevitably buy it when the time arrives. Or when I have the money.
When we can afford it.
When we can afford it. Because we're all broke. But, yeah. But also the other titles that they've already announced, like Zeta Gundam, Double Zeta, Gundam Mechs, which I think I'm a little surprised about, because that's really surprising. Also, Rekongi Senji will also get a release. They're all slated for, 2016 right now, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Because they didn't dub Turn A Gundam. They released it, but they didn't dub it, so... Although they only gave us DVD variations, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only DVDs for Turn A. So, I think that...
I don't know if Japan has Blu-rays of Turn A Gundam yet.
I don't know. They probably do. But I'm getting the feeling that Right Stuff will release a Blu-ray version of Turn A, and it'll probably have a dub on it.
They released the movies of Turn A Gundam, which the movies for Turn A Gundam are crap.
That I was unaware of. Because I have not...
You know how, slow the Turn A is?
The series?
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard
that, Imagine having, trying to push all the content of Turn A Gundam into, 2 1.5 hour chunks.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So we got all those announcements. Does anybody have any particular thoughts?
On the announcements?
Yeah.
Thoughts on the I do not.
You have no thoughts?
No.
No.
I actually got distracted with something.
Shame on you. No, it's okay.
Wait.
It's okay.
You recommended Zeta Gundam to me, right?
I haven't even finished watching it. I've only watched like 10 episodes. But I would recommend it.
Okay.
Just from the 10 that I've seen.
It is on Crunchyroll, so.
It is?
Yeah.
Gosh darn it, why didn't anybody tell me this?
Well, see, that's why I brought it up.
Thank you for bringing it up. Now I'll go and binge watch that for like 5 hours. No. No, I will watch it in spurts and whatnot. But yeah, we'll both watch it. How about that? And then maybe we'll talk about that at another time when we're finished. I mean, that's like 50 episodes, so
yeah,
that's quite the time.
Yeah, a bit of a time suck.
Yeah, that was a lot of really good information for New York Comic Con for Gundam information. The last bit of information is that I can't talk. I'm losing my train of thought. Congratulations! I'm gonna slap myself. We've got Mobile Suit Gundam The Origin. Episode 2 will be streamed on demand simultaneously with the Japanese release on October 31st. And now the room has gone deathly silent.
Is Magnus eating pizza? Is that what's happening?
Magnus.
No, I'm waiting on my pizza.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm
All
just
right.
listening to you guys go.
Oh, okay. For a moment, I thought we lost him.
Oh, I was just actually reading a little, checking up what was going on Facebook.
Oh, okay. You're being distracted. You're being unprofessional again.
But yeah, I like the whole thing.
Yeah. I haven't even gotten to see the first episode of Gundam Origin.
Oh, I can't wait for Gundam Origin 2.
I would watch the first part, but I didn't have enough money to buy the DVD because it's like $100 just for that special edition.
Amazon has it. You can rent it off. I
Yeah.
don't know if you want to do it. You can rent it off of Amazon for like $7 in English.
Yeah, I was looking through all the other avenues and whatnot in which I could watch it. I have to like get some money and rent it.
It's on Hulu, I know that.
I am not a Hulu subscriber. I am a Netflix subscriber.
I think it's on Crunchyroll. It might be on Netflix, I don't know.
It's not on Netflix. I already know that. If it was on Netflix, I'm pretty sure I would have found out about it.
No.
At least I would hope I would.
Netflix is where I finished Soul Eater.
Ah. Okay, well, I think we're done for now. I really don't think we have anything more to really add. I think we're trailing off a bit, so I think we'll probably end this here. So who wants to say goodbye to the audience?
Is Magna Supreme, Decepticon Spy, Decepticon Secret Agent, signing out.
Okay.
Wow, I don't have anything cool to sign off with. This is Megazord, aspiring Gundam fan, and anime supporter, and friend. Thank you for putting up with me and my newbiness.
Oh, you're fine.
And I really enjoyed listening to all this stuff, and I've been Googling nonstop the whole thing so I can know what you guys are talking about. Every time you guys say something I don't understand, I'll just be like, what in the world is that? And I'll just Google it. So,
That's what Google is for.
yeah. And I've got stuff loaded up my queue now. I've got a Zeta Gundam, and I have Double O.
Yes.
Those are both on Crunchyroll, so I added those to my queue.
Oh, that's
So I'll
good.
be doing my homework, people. I will be. So please be patient. Thank you.
Yeah, and, well, I guess that just leaves me, myself, and I. Nightwolf, if you guys could, please, do me a huge solid and slash this like button that's down below in the description. Shoot me a comment, because your support means everything to us. And, of course, you have to subscribe to this channel so that you can get updates, so you know when we will do this again. Because it will happen again, I am sure. I don't know when exactly, but we'll iron those details out later. Yeah, and also share. Share with your friends, share with your family, share with your enemies, share with your rivals, share with everybody that you could possibly share it with. Share it with other YouTubers, because we'd like to have some of them on the podcast too, if they're available. And also so that we can siphon off some of their subscribers.
There you go.
I need to get back to doing reviews.
Yes, we should do that too. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will leave a link to Magnus's channel if you want to check out his channel. I don't know if it's much to write home about, but yeah, you can go check him out.
Do Transformer reviews.
Yeah, he does Transformer reviews. I'm assuming you do it for, like, the toys and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he does toy reviews for all of that Transformer goodness. And if you're a mech fan, I'm sure you'll like that too. And I don't know if Megazord even has a channel. Well, he does, but...
I do, but it has nothing to do with anything we've talked about.
Yeah.
So, we'll leave it out.
Yeah, well, no link in the description for him.
No.
But you'll see plenty of him through the podcast and whatnot. And maybe some other projects down the line, we'll see. Because I have some ideas, and I'll be shooting him with after we end this. But anyway, thank you guys, and goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Oops.
Goodbye.
That's not the turn off button. Stop the recording.